Polling stations in the Central African Republic have closed and counting has begun in presidential and legislative elections, seen as a key test for the troubled nation. The polls took place after a week of turbulence marked by accusations of an attempted coup, the brief seizure of the country's fourth largest town, and the dispatch of military personnel by Russia and Rwanda to help the beleaguered government. Final results are expected within the next 7 days. A runoff vote will be held on February 14th if there is no overall majority in the first round. This was the country's first election since a peace deal was signed between the government and 14 rebel groups in February 2019, although fighting continues. And speaking after casting his ballot in the capital, incumbent president and ruling party candidate Faustin Archange Touadera thanked Rwanda for sending troops to help secure the voting process.
I sincerely thank President Paul Kagame, the Rwandan government and the Rwandan people for their support securing this process, which will allow Central Africans to freely choose their leader. Every 5 years, the Central Africans freely choose their leader. The institutions responsible for this mission are the ANE and the Constitutional Court, and the date set is the 27th. That is why all Central Africans come to vote, and I myself came to fulfill my civic duty.
Meanwhile, the head of the UN mission in the country hailed the election as a success, despite incidents in some regions where rebels burned ballot papers and tried to prevent voters from accessing polling stations.
On the whole, we have observed that the process is going on very well, with calm and serenity in Bangui. The population has gone out in large numbers to exercise their right to vote. I think that we should be very happy about this because we know that there were people who did not want this election to take place. MINUSCA and Central African Armed Forces and Security Forces are facing and continue to face those who try to prevent the elections to take place in Bambari, in the West, and in Abril too, where there are people calling on the population to boycott the vote. But in some places, the people have resisted.